Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Lee and Hayley Overtime, the podcast, brought to you by Shun Li. Shun Li, Chinese cuisine in the heart of Lexington, right near Main Street on Woodland Avenue. Beautiful setting, great patio, and they've got new parking around back, so you can have easy access to the best Chinese cuisine. If you love Chinese food, and who doesn't, you're going to absolutely be blown away if you haven't had a chance to try some of the favorite dishes, like your favorite soup, which is
wonton soup.
Yeah. So good.
So good. Go check it out. Thanks to our friends at Shun Li for sponsoring today's podcast.
All right.
Anyway, welcome in, everybody. If you're just listening, great. We love it. But also, if you want to watch us as we film this, the video version is on the Kentucky Sports Radio YouTube channel. If you're not checking that out today, you should. Lee is looking very fancy. I feel like most of the time we do this podcast, you have on like kind of your casual clothes that you wear into work.
I'm going to bed.
Yeah, you're going to bed clothes.
Yeah.
But now we taped our TV
later.
show today.
Yeah, we taped the
earlier.
TV show first, and I thought, what am I going to change for? I'll just
keep
this
the suit on. You look nice.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. Anyway, what's going on?
Well, we were on vacation, a hiatus. You went to your annual retreat with those people you claim to be related to. I was out in the desert of the American West roping doggies.
Roping doggies.
I'd like to rope a doggy.
You think you could do it?
Sure.
What? Who? You don't even need any training. Yeah. Now, roping a doggy is what? A calf?
Yeah.
Why do they call it a doggy?
I don't know.
You'd need to know that if you're going to be a doggy roper.
I'll tell you what I did learn. Do you know where the Old West phrase, translate into your world? Because we just did it the other day. A lot of times cowboys would come into town, and they didn't have any money on them. So what they would give the bartender is ammo. They'd give him a bullet. Oh. And one bullet was worth a little tiny glass of whiskey.
Oh.
So you'd give them a shot.
Sure.
That's where it comes from. A shot is cowboys giving bullets to bartenders for a shot. It's a tiny glass of alcohol.
A shot.
A shot.
A shot's worth of... Oh, wow. What will a shot get me?
One bullet is one shot. Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
I love learning the origin of things. I really do. Nothing really gets me going like that. I love to look stuff up, like how stuff started. And thank you for teaching me that. I love it.
You're welcome.
I'm going to go to my neighborhood haunt tonight and just hand them a bullet.
Sure.
And say, I'll take one shot, please.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, I have a drink and here's a shot. It just got flipped.
Have a drink and here's a shot.
Well, yeah, you're giving him the shot, technically.
Right.
For his pistol or rifle, whatever he carries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mine's a Nerf bullet. Yeah. What do you think that'll get me?
Nothing.
A shot of knee high.
Ever tell you the story about, it was one of those weird, surreal moments. I was in college and I was with my friend Neil. And we went to this hole-in-the-wall Italian place.
Okay.
Pasquale's, I think is the name of it.
A guy I went to college with, he had the last name Pasquale, and I just loved saying it.
And we're sitting there, and we were waiting on our sandwiches. Well, these two old farmers walked in. You wouldn't think, they were more of the local...
They were roping doggies.
Drugstore, not drugstore.
Drugstores.
Drugstores. They're drugstores. Drugstore type. A place where...
Oh, they'd go at the end of the day, get you a cold Coke and a big old burger.
Cantina, right. Not an
Cantina?
Not an Italian
Do you mean a
place.
canteen?
Cantina?
Cantina's a Mexican,
That's
or
part
Tex-Mex.
of the Old West.
You grew up in Kentucky. Yes. There was no Old West.
Anyway, we're watching these guys.
Let's hear a story with Lee's version of the truth.
These guys walk in dirty and like they just got off work.
Yeah.
But it's lunchtime.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm going to the bathroom. I'll get the drinks. Well, I'll sit in the booth. And we're listening to this conversation.
I love that. I love it.
From these old timers.
Uh-huh. How old?
Well,
when you were young, they seemed
my age now, but they seemed ancient.
They seemed so old.
And the conversation delves into, well, what do you want? He goes, give me a chocolate milk.
What?
And the guy's reaction was, a chocolate milk? They ain't got that. He goes, well, then get me a Schlitz. It was
Schlitz is a beer, right?
Yes.
Like a big man's beer.
They ain't got that. Give me a Schlitz. He starts with chocolate milk and ends with a Schlitz.
Was it Schlitz, the fake beer ads on SNL?
No. No, Schlitz is a real beer.
No, I know, but they made.
Well, yeah, if you're gay.
It was called like Schlitz Gay.
Yeah, Schlitz Gay.
Schlitz Gay. And it was Adam Sandler,
When
Chris
you're gay,
Farley.
yeah.
And it was like supposedly a beer made for gay men. And it was, the whole scene was like,
instead of the bikini models.
Yeah, normally it's when most of all the other beer commercials where if you bring beer, it's hot girls on the beach and you're all playing volleyball. This was Adam Sandler and Chris Farley showing up to a pool party and they bring the Schlitz Gay out and all these hot gay guys show up and they're like, yeah. I'm sorry. That's all I could think of. That's an amazing SNL skit. It was so good.
Yeah, it was good. What did I see?
Goes out to all the gorgeous gay men out there.
There was some SNL sketch I saw the other day that it was Phil Hartman. Oh, it was Dysfunctional Family Feud. It was really good. And the performances by everybody in the cast was fantastic. And it was Adam Sandler. It was Dana Carvey played the host. He was sort of a Ray Combs kind of guy, obviously, because he was the host of Family Feud at the time. Ray Combs, by the way, if you remember him, gone too soon, but he was a comic from Cincinnati. He had a comedy club in Cincinnati called Catacombs.
Oh.
Ray Combs.
Ray Combs, Catacombs.
Yeah.
Okay. You know Natasha Leggero?
Yes.
The comic? Sorry.
Nice legs.
Nice legs. Gorgeous all around. TikTok showed me the other day. She, like Nikki Glaser does a lot of those roasts. And she said to Bill Hader, Bill, you're absolutely hysterical. You're this generation's Phil Hartman, we hope.
Wow.
And he just goes, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's awful. Awful. Her whole bit. I think it was the roast of Jonah Hill and James Franco or something.
Oh, that's an old one.
It's a very old one. It just popped up and she's hilarious. And I was like, oh my gosh, everything she's saying to everyone. It was one of the hardest roasts I've seen. Her bit on that one.
Well,
and I've seen some rough ones. But this one, everything she said, the Phil Hartman thing, God rest his soul. Absolute gem. Talk about gone too soon. Was lightweight compared to some of the other jokes she was saying to people. It was like, oh my gosh.
The guest host that was in the sketch, because they had to use everybody to fill the families up, was Christian Slater.
Oh, from was he in 90210?
No, but he was in a bunch of movies. Everybody thought he was going to be the next Jack Nicklaus' son.
The golfer?
No, Jack Nicholson.
Nicklaus' son. Everybody thought he was going to be the son of Jack Nicholson. Yeah,
but DiCaprio got there first.
Oh, he really did.
Yeah.
Two big-chested beauties, those men.
But Chris Farley was Phil Hartman's son, along with it was Christian Slater was his brother, and then Victoria Jackson. And
I gotta look up Christian Slater. I remember he was big in like the early 90s.
He was big in the early 90s. Yes.
I feel like they talked about him in. Christian. So handsome.
Yeah.
He was born Lee.
What?
He was born 1 month before you. You were the exact same age. By 1 month, he's 1 month older than you, Christian Slater.
Yeah. Well.
So he's he's freaking handsome, that guy. Yeah, Christian Slater. Wow. I'm thinking of, who was the guy on 90210? Christian.
I don't know.
Do you know a movie that I watched the other day?
What's that shoe? Christian Louis Depew. What is that shoe? Christian Le Ball. You know what I'm saying?
You keep saying shoe, and then every name you say after that does not have shoe in it.
But it's not, the shoe is not in the name. It's a designer.
Oh, Christian Louboutin.
Yeah, Christian Louboutin. Like I'm nuts.
I thought you were saying, what's that shoe? No, Christian Shoemaker.
Louboutin.
Christian Louboutin.
Louboutin.
That's more correct.
Yes, Louboutin. Those things. Have you seen how much those are?
Yes. Why? Are you in the market?
I was out in the desert, and we went to some place, Saks, Fifth Avenue. I don't know what it was. Some upscale store, and I'm looking at these shoes. They all have the red soles or the red bottoms.
Oh, yeah, red bottoms.
Which I don't know how you keep those clean.
You don't. And that it's
what do you paint them? Do you retouch them up? Because they start at like $1,500 for a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
It's insane.
It is.
Do you have
Jason
a pair?
Priestley? That's what I was thinking of.
Jason Priestley.
Born 1 month almost exactly earlier than you. These are people in your age bracket. Hotties with the bodies. Okay, Christian Louboutin. So a woman dragged you in there?
I was just walking in there, and there they were.
Yeah, they are expensive. I don't own a
them.
pair, and I've thought about, because I used to do this thing when I'd get a new job and I'd make more money than I ever had. I'd buy myself something I previously couldn't afford as like I got this job, way to go me. I stopped doing that several years ago. But I used to do that, and I toyed around with the idea of getting a pair of Christian Louboutin. But then I thought, I was like, I really wear a shoe out. I really wear shoes.
Well, this would only be a special occasion.
I know, but then I'm like, then the style might be out or something like that.
How could the style go out of a shoe that's $2,000?
That's that's the thing. If I was going to spend that much, like but there are some that are like $800, still exorbitantly expensive.
My first car was $800.
Really?
The Volkswagen Dasher, 1978.
And did you have to Flintstone your ass, or
Pretty
did it have an
much.
engine?
It would shake. Like, it would not go above 60 miles per hour unless you went downhill. And if you did, it was like re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. It would shake, and you'd see sparks start to fly as it would get hot.
This is not safe.
I'm losing shields. It was,
And you got one hand on her thigh and the other on the wheel.
her thigh.
Schlitzke.
There's no girl getting in that car. That was not.
Her dad wouldn't let her.
That's right. Well, he didn't. That was a different car. That was the Cutlass Sierra.
Oh, I was just making a generalized joke. I didn't know that there was really a car.
Oh, yes.
Well, tell that story. What happened?
Big controversy in Carlisle, Kentucky. Yes. I go to pick a girl
You mean
up.
the Old West?
And my God, he said, I don't know. My daughter's not riding in that death trap.
Yeah.
Look at your tires. Well, I've never looked at tires before.
Yeah. And so what happened?
He said, you can take my car, which was a much nicer car.
Oh, you're like, no problem at all. Yes, sirree.
Right.
Was the leather in the back seat nice?
No, well.
It was cloth. Anyway, what were we even talking about? I feel like we got way off. Christian Louboutin, Jason Priestley, Christian Slater.
Yes.
What even got us down this? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this stream of consciousness conversation we just had. I hate when it ends and we don't know where to go.
Sketch, Phil Hartman was a part of.
Yes.
With Dana Carvey.
Yes.
Mike Myers.
Dysfunctional Family
Adam
Feud.
Sandler.
All the good guys.
David Spade was in this.
Have you seen this trend on TikTok where girls are dressing like Adam Sandler? Because, you know, he's gone viral, or just it's really been noticed and talked about a lot that he dresses like a certain way every time, no matter what it is. Yeah. He's always gone on
sweatpants,
extra large sweatpants or basketball shorts, and a huge t-shirt and high top tennis shoes. Or a hoodie. So he's always dressed like he has the flu, is what I like to say, and he had to go to the doctor to get his medicine.
He makes a joke about it in a new special where he says, my dad would always say, I'm going to get the belt. I'm going to give you the belt. You're getting the belt. He goes, I don't do that to my kids. One, I don't wear a belt. So my kids, you're going to get the tassel.
Oh my gosh.
Here comes the tassels.
Well, people on TikTok, girls now when they wear, you know, because it's so comfy at the end of the day to wear a big t-shirt and sweats and all that, girls are calling it Madam Sandler. And dressed like Madam Sandler instead of Adam. And he recently found that out on a red carpet and giggled. The interviewer was telling him about it. She didn't know. He didn't know. She's like, what do you think about the Madam Sandler trend? He's like, what? She explains to him and he is cackling. He loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's never met an XL t-shirt.
He may be from every, and I've interviewed Kevin Nealon. I've interviewed, because he was in it. He was in the sketch too. His daughter is the singer that he's estranged from, Rob Schneider.
Yeah.
I've interviewed those guys, and I talked to them about Adam Sandler.
Just punch the mic.
You all right?
Yeah.
And I mean, the affinity and adoration they have for him, and you know why, because he's never changed. He's the best guy. Remember that story Brad Pitt told him to his face? He goes, is this true about you? He goes, your acting coach, when he went to college, to some school, pulled him aside, said, you need to quit. You need to get out. You don't have it. You're not any good. It didn't deter him, obviously, But recently, after Precious Gems or whatever the movie was where you got
Uncut Gems.
Uncut. Yeah, not Precious Gems. Uncut Gems.
Your memory is like 50% great. The other 50% is out to lunch.
Yeah.
You always give me enough to where I can help you. Precious Gems.
Yeah, anyway. What's Precious Gems?
It's a book about the male anatomy.
Yeah. That's Precious Gemstones.
Right, which is just a type of
but that's
gemstone.
Oh, I thought that was a show you always try to get me to watch.
That's the righteous.
Yeah, righteous gemstones. Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Precious Gemstones is just the actual thing that it's based off of.
Anyway,
oh my God.
Fast forward 30 years later, he's getting Academy Award attention. Maybe even a nomination. I think he did get nominated. And he's at a bar back in the hometown, and this guy, he runs into him.
The acting coach?
Yeah. Who told him to quit.
Right.
And either the guy walked up to I think the guy walked up to Adam, and this was the moment that you
This is it. Ha! Yeah.
Adam said, hey, thank you for everything you did for me. And let me buy you a beer. That's all. That was it. Class.
Because he probably, helped train him a while and then was really trying to help. Like, hey.
You should quit.
Yeah. But in a way that motivated him or maybe not. Adam was just like, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. What?
Yeah.
And really thought the guy.
I just think Adam does what Adam does. He's authentic. I think that's the kind of person I'm so attracted to in life. Whether it's a friend or whatever it may be. But those people I love.
Platonic or romantic.
Yes. Those are the people that I love to be around more than anyone is the person who is so authentic, you know who they are immediately. Mm-hmm. There's a light inside of them that attracts you because they're very comfortable with who they are. Mm-hmm. There's no pretension or artifice. I wish I was like that.
Oh.
Or more like that.
But all you are is pretension and artifice. Is that what you're saying?
There is nothing real about me, including my teeth.
Including these precious gemstones.
Yes. These are what they call nudicles.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that what they give a dog?
You get an implant?
Yeah.
What?
No, they do it for dogs, too. You can have like when you chop Charlie's.
I won't be doing it. I'll have a doctor do it when I'll get my little dog neutered.
If you feel bad about the aesthetic, they got a thing called a nudicle.
Really?
And it's fake, but it's a placeholder. They just put them in the little sack.
Well,
there.
and then they can,
they can do it from
human men too if they
maybe have had testicular cancer or something like that. And they don't want to look weird.
Yeah, helps the confidence. It's like women that have a mastectomy and then get implants.
Same thing. Same
it is.
Thing.
It just helps you feel confident and so.
I got two the size of softballs, just for the effect.
Because of confidence, and it made me feel better. Did you have an illness, sir, that made you lose the others? No, just wanted them bigger and better.
Can you believe the cojones on that guy?
My God, they're hard as rocks. I love Adam Sandler. I think he is absolutely hysterical. When I was in college, one of my minors was speech and theater. Did not realize that meant I'd have to take an acting class because I am, if anything, not an actress. I love to have fun and love to play funny characters on here and do funny things, whatever, but I could never be a serious actress or even, could be a comedic actress, maybe. I don't know. Well, anyway, I had to take an acting class. And the first day, it's like 30 kids in there at a huge state university. I went to Middle Tennessee State. About 90% of the kids in there are acting majors, so they're taking it very seriously. I am not.
Now, what are they doing now?
I don't know what they're doing.
Nothing, I'll tell you.
But I don't know that, though. Well, I mean, there's no one I've seen that I'm like, oh, yeah, I was in class with them. No. Our first day, he's like, all right, we all introduce ourselves, blah, 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 whatever. He's like, all right, next class, I want this is my favorite icebreaker. Come back to class on Monday with a CD of a song, and you have to lip sync it in front of the entire class. Mm-hmm. So you have to lip sync and do a performance. One girl, this was when, I can't think of her name right now. She was a big artist for a very long time. Not a very long time, a short amount of time. Not Boom Clap, that's Charlie XCX. And take your money. All I want to do is bang, bang, bang,
Kesha.
bang. And take your money. I can't think of it. Anyway, well, a girl lip synced to that. She was fantastic. A lot of other people did stuff. Guess what song I lip synced to?
Here you come again, Dolly Parton.
Adam Sandler, Lunch Ladyland from SNL.
Okay.
I sang into a spatula, and I was pretty proud of myself. Really did break the ice. It was a good exercise. And, yeah. Anyway, that's my Adam Sandler story. Thank you for helping me get through the acting class then we all had to do scenes. I had to take it. It was like one of the prerequisites to get my minor in speech and theater, which I did speech and theater to help make me better at television, broadcast journalism.
Well, that makes sense, but I thought you did psychology.
I did. I double minored.
Double minor.
I didn't really mean to. I just always chose psychology classes as electives because I found them fascinating.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I have my degree, if you're interested, is in broadcast journalism or electronic media journalism.
My degree...
Minors in speech and theater and psychology.
My degree is under my arms. It's my deodorant.
Can't wait for your old acting teacher to...
Oh, that was Vanessa Rogers.
What?
Here I am, 14 or 15, and she was talking about in theater, you can't be inhibited. You have to let loose of any of your insecurities.
And you let out a big fart that went up at the end.
Yeah. And then she goes, well, for instance, and Vanessa, Mrs. Oakes at the time.
Yeah, call her by her name.
Miss Oakes was a very attractive lady. And she starts talking about, and like, I'll tell you this, like I had to remove my top and be topless backstage during changes. And she goes, that's just the way it is backstage. You have to, well, my God, I knew right then I'm in the right place.
I've got to stick with this theater game. I am in the right place.
This is the place for me.
There are topless ladies backstage.
What is this? I got to get backstage.
Imagine you went somewhere where there are topless ladies on stage.
You got to remember I'm 14 or whatever.
Oh, yeah. You're like, taking her top? But that's a little inappropriate, actually, to be talking about.
That was back in the day. Well, nobody cared back those days.
Back when depravity was so common.
Well, it was.
Now we have to hide it.
You were raising children. I mean, you were trying to get them to be adults, not protect them like they're precious.
Precious gems.
Yeah, your precious little gems.
Gems.
Let's hide you
not
from
gems.
Real life. Anyway, what was I doing?
Who even knows? Whoever knows?
Oh. Huh. Well,
I had a shred of a story I was going to share, and then you went on too long, and I lost it. Was it about acting? So I went to a private Christian school.
Yes.
In like middle school, high school, and so everything was looked down upon. So when I go to college, I go to this big state university, and in the acting class, the next thing he had us do was we all had to perform the same scene, right, one after the other, and bring something new to it. And he hands us the script, and the script has the F word in it, and I was like,
who's going to say that?
Who is going to be saying this? Not me. Oh, I really connected with that part. Once I said it once, I said it 50 times. I loved it. Yes. It was amazing. I gave it all. I think I changed a couple words in it from, do you want me to walk in? I changed it to, should I traipse in? And he said, excellent job, Hayley. You brought a lot to the part. I will ask you, who is the playwright?
Yeah.
And I said, so-and-so, what do you mean? He's like, you did not write this, so don't change it. And I was like, is this why I'm not an acting major? I am a performer. Forgive me. Anyway, but that was very freeing. But I still felt like I was going to get in trouble. Like my mom or the principal from my high school was going to bust in and be like, bad words, you're out of here.
My first foray in the public speaking, I was a sophomore or junior, and I had a public speaking class. And we had to you had to do like 5 minutes. I don't know what it was. And I did my entire speech about the podium itself. I sold it like a commercial. Like, you got to have one of those. And I even laid it on its side because it was hollowed out, like you could have shelving and put things behind.
I'm familiar with the podium.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't one of those little skinny dudes.
Little skinny. It was one that's like a big square in front of you, but you could put stuff. Yeah.
So I would flip it over and said, if maybe you've got someone small that has died. You can lay in it like a casket. And I did all that. I acted the whole thing out. Got big laughs. Oh, yeah. I don't remember the jokes, but I do remember the premise.
The giggles.
And people loved it. And I thought, well, there may be something here for me.
Yeah, sure.
But I did also, that was when I heard myself speak and was mortified. Because, I considered myself an erudite. I was someone who was
What's an erudite?
cosmopolitan, someone who was dazzling, who was someone that was sophisticated, you know?
Yeah, you felt that was really how you identified.
So
yeah, that's cool.
The teacher videotaped this, then they played it back, and all of a sudden I'm up there, hey, everybody, look at this thing right here. You can get in it.
You're like an auctioneer. You're doing Saturday morning television, selling things here out of the flea market.
And I was like, what in the who is speaking?
Yeah.
They have dubbed my voice.
Dubbed my voice.
So I stopped that immediately.
Speaking?
No, with that accent.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So I picked up that Bronx Queens accent I got that you say I don't have, but people ask me.
You don't have a Bronx Queens accent.
When I go out, people go, "Are you from New York?" I get that. I get that a lot.
Okay. What do you want me to do about it?
Well, quit fighting me on it. You're not out with me. I know what they say.
I'm not fighting you on it. Congratulations. People think you're from...
It's not a thing. It's just something
well, I'm sure
that
someone's
happens.
asked me if I'm from somewhere I'm not before.
No, they haven't.
Are you from hell? Yes, I am. I remember our big finale in that acting class was we had to perform actually in the big theater at school, and it was a spotlight on us, and we all had to do one monologue. I remember nothing about that monologue, but I think I did okay, and it was like our final. And then in one of my journalism classes, we had to do a performance on a mini stage back behind the TV set. I don't know why. And I remember one girl in my class, she is someone who should be on TV, and she didn't go on TV. We all got our degrees. Very few people in my graduating class with broadcast journalism degrees only actually went into TV. Very few of us, maybe 5 out of 40 people in my class, in my senior class in the journalism department. This one girl, it always broke my heart that she didn't go into TV because she was, in my opinion, way better than me. And she chose not to for some reason. She got her degree, and then I think kind of dabbled a little bit, maybe trying some on-air stuff, and then just gave it up or just didn't have the passion for it. And anytime I'm still friends with her on social media, and anytime I see something she posts, I think, gosh, what a loss. I think she would be a blessing to audiences.
Yeah. You know, the girl that I don't know why she's not network or wherever she is that Nashville anchor who was with Jack Johnson and, you know, the boys from Girl Next Door, whatever the show is. What's the show? I used to love the show.
Jack Johnson. That guy. Zooey Deschanel.
No.
Oh.
There's an anchor in Nashville. Okay. She's doing an interview with.
Oh, right. Yeah.
What's it? It starts with SH.
Schmidt. Character Schmidt and
Zooey Deschanel's boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he's getting everything screwed up.
Yeah, like, she's great. Yeah. She's been on TV in Nashville since I was a kid. I can't think of her name right now, but she's been on TV in Nashville since I was a kid. She's amazing.
The way she handled herself in that interview.
She's a veteran.
And is his name John Jack? I don't know. The guy that plays, you know.
Yeah.
He gave her all the credit. He goes, because that thing went viral again. And he's like, it was all her. Because I was an idiot. But she kept it going and made it funny because of the way she handled everything.
Yeah.
She stayed out of the way, but kept it afloat with such poise. Like, I just, that's real rare talent, and I don't know why she's stuck in Nashville.
Maybe she wants to be there. As I said, she's been there a long time. Like, I remember watching her when I was in middle school, high school, and she's still there. Well, so I think maybe that's where she's from.
I just hope she's happy.
I do too. Yeah. She's great.
You know, speaking of public performances, when I was a little kid, I'm like 4 or 5, my dad was hosting, you know, he was a minister. He was hosting Vacation Bible School, and he
talk about the big time.
He would do a puppet show.
Oh,
on occasion.
There was a puppet show at my church as a kid, and it was a big Bird character, but his name was Roscoe.
These were like tiny puppets.
Oh,
and like a little curtain and come out.
Oh, I was thinking like ventriloquist. No, we had a ventriloquist.
No. This was like a puppet show, like behind.
Oh, behind a little thing and all the. Your dad did that. Your dad has had every job in America.
He did that along with some other buddies. They're all back there. And they're doing, I don't know if it was biblical accounts, whatever, but my dad tried to put his own twist to it. Now, he asked me earlier that day if he could have my guns. I'm like 4 years old. Now, cap guns.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know.
Thanks for clearing that up.
So I thought, well, hey, maybe I'm going to be in a scene, and I had a cowboy hat on. I'm like 3 foot tall, if that.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing a cowboy hat, and I'm thinking, I'm going to be in this.
Yeah, you're like, he has brought me up to the Lord's work.
They're doing their play, the story, and some violence breaks out behind the scenes with the puppets, and they're fighting. My dad comes from around the little box that they're in, grabs a gun, and starts shooting the puppet. Pow, pow, pow. And the kids are freaking out and laughing at the same time.
This is gruesome. What Bible story is this?
I don't know if it's maybe it wasn't a Bible story.
Guns.
It was good though. But I remember
Bible stories, Goodfellas version.
I remember standing there, though. I just have that image of me standing with my hands on my hips as all of this is taking place, using my guns and stealing my spotlight, is what I thought.
Sure.
My dad's getting laughs.
I need to know what the story was.
I don't remember.
How could guns have been incorporated?
He did.
In vacation Bible school.
It was like, oh, what are we going to do? And all of a sudden a man runs out and starts shooting puppets.
This is the most insane thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry, my parents would have made us switch churches too quick to talk about. Something's wrong with that pastor.
Well, this played well.
Gunplay should never occur in a church.
Well, it did. But you got to understand, all of this is going on. It's chaos. Kids are backing up. They're laughing and
a little scared.
But there is another little person that is 3 foot tall with a cowboy hat standing there with his hands on his hips going, this is ridiculous. And I remember thinking, this
had
is
a singular
so
experience.
Ridiculous.
They're all scared or kind of laughing like, this is so crazy and silly. But you're like,
what kind of production is this? I remember thinking, this is what you wanted to do?
Yeah.
I wish I had enjoyed it more, but I was ego driven.
You were
at age 4 or age 3, whatever it was.
I couldn't see my father's failures through my own indignation. Have I told you about the time once in a production at our church, my mom dressed my brother and sister and I as Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Yeah. And she used eyeliner and put a beard on me. There's pictures of us, and I loved any opportunity to dress up. I've loved nothing more than a costume when I was a kid. Like me and my friends were always, when we were kids, playing dress up. One of my friends had a huge box of dress up clothes in her house, and we would put on gowns and dresses and crowns. And so even if I had to be a boy, I was ready for action.
Yeah.
So yeah, and there's pictures of us at the church, and my brother's a little, Shadrach. My sister's Meshach, and then I'm Abednego, whichever one. For some reason, I don't think my sister had a beard. I think I chose, Mom, I can't possibly expect people to think I'm a boy. You must give me facial hair. Well, my outfit was I think I just had on probably a little camisole and my little undies. And then my mom had a robe on as our, my outfit. It was like a blue bathrobe. And then I had it tied. Well, as I'm playing at church and running with my friends, the robe is coming off. I'm probably 3 or 4. It's coming open, like when you have your bathrobe tied, and then it starts coming. The tie is still there, but it's open.
Right.
There's pictures of me, and you can just straight up see my little girl undies, probably over a diaper.
Yeah.
A training pants.
That's the old Bill Clinton.
And I've got a beard.
That's the old Bill Clinton move.
Yeah. What?
Just saying.
How late is it? The cleaning crew's here. There's a vacuum outside the door.
We're being
it is
asked to
after
leave.
5 o'clock at the time that we are taping this. We should probably let our staff go that they're stuck in their office behind this wall and they can't come out while we're taping. Quickly, let's get to a couple of staff submitted questions. Speaking of those little jewels, we'll answer those and we will be donezo.
Bridget, she wants to know, what time you bailed on something after paying for it because you didn't like it. Clark and I left the haunted house during our vacation.
Yes. She and Clark didn't realize it was a haunted house. They thought it was just like a spooky adventure or something. And then once they got there, they realized it was a haunted house. Paid for it and left.
Clark didn't like
it. No, Bridget also didn't want to do it. He didn't like it more. He more disliked.
Yeah. That's something I think we should do as a group.
Go to a haunted house?
Well, yeah. Oh, I got a message from the local haunted house just the other day. They want us to come back.
Oh, good.
They're doing some preseason thing. I don't know what it is.
Oh.
Preview, I guess.
Oh, yeah, that might be probably what it is a preview.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, something I paid for and backed out on.
I'm
sure there is. I'm a big backer-outer.
Not me. But
if I've put money in there, I don't really want to.
Yeah, I hang in way too long.
I've bought a lot of expensive night cream or expensive makeup removal products, thinking it would, because I've sunk so much money in it, convince me to wash my face more consistently at night. It does not. So don't waste the money, girlies. Just get you a stack of Neutrogena face wipes and fight the good fight and take your frickin' makeup off at night. I do it now, sometimes, not all the time, and it's my biggest skincare sin. But that's something I've done. I've spent a lot of money and bailed because I'm like, it doesn't matter. When I'm tired at night and I'm dragging myself to bed, I'm not putting on a $100 night cream. That thing will never see the light of day.
Of my buddy Brett Leake's joke that he did was how his mother would make them eat all of the bread before they could open the new bread.
Ooh.
Or drink all the milk.
Even the heel?
Yes.
Oh, the heel of bread was a treat for the dogs.
We got
in our
new
house.
bread going bad.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we doing here?
What are we doing?
Yeah.
The heel of the bread, the end pieces were always treats for the dogs when I was a kid. My mom would be like, give that to the dog.
Sometimes that's all you had. I'd put some peanut butter on there and go to town.
True. I would eat that too if I had. It was never first choice, but if it's all that was there, yeah. Peanut butter and honey was big in our house. My mom would do peanut butter and honey sandwiches. Okay. So nothing, you've never built on anything? Are you soaping up your face every night?
Trying to think, I don't recall even a movie that is really bad. I will not walk out on it.
I've only walked out on one movie ever.
What was
it? It was Zach and Miri Make a Porno.
Oh, that's
it was Seth Rogen and Elizabeth Banks. So I love both of them, and it wasn't
Elizabeth Banks. It's Cameron Diaz.
No, it's not. It's Elizabeth Banks.
Oh, no. There's another film, Cameron Diaz, and then what's his face from I Married Your Mother, or whatever it was. How I Married Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother?
How I Met Your Mother. Jason something.
Oh, Jason Segel and Cameron Diaz?
Yeah, they did a movie where they shot a porno.
Oh. I don't think I've heard of that one. And I think I was kind of dragged there. It was not a movie I wanted to see. And then I was dragged there with some friends.
That.
And it was, exactly what you thought it was. And they didn't show anything graphic, but it, let you know what was going on. It just wasn't funny. Yeah. And we left pretty far into it, but all of us, it was like a group of our friends, and we were all like, you just want to go eat? Yeah. So that's the only movie I've paid for and never walked out
I think I walked out on Vince Gill, but I didn't pay for that. That was...
So did his first wife.
Yeah.
Just kidding. I think he left. God bless everyone.
Is he still with Amy Grant?
Yeah.
Boy, I had the hots for Amy Grant.
Oh, she's the bomb.
She was beautiful.
Was she a Christian singer?
Yeah, gospel singer.
And then it got
first, and then
crazy. Didn't she get disowned after the affair? The alleged affair between she was...
Who disowned her? The Lord?
No, of course not. I'm saying...
Who are these people disowning people?
Oh, well, everybody loves to do it. People love to point fingers at people that aren't them.
Well, then take Christian out your name. Just saying.
Are you from New York?
This is an actual
God's
question.
Children.
It's like a real legitimate question from Kelly. She writes, what does Labor Day celebrate?
Oh, Kelly, don't you hit us with this.
Well, it's a union holiday.
It is. Let me look it up because we oftentimes celebrate it as like an American,
Well, it is an American holiday.
It is, but you're right. It's like, what is...
But I think it was started by unions.
Mm-hmm. It's an annual day of celebration of the achievement of workers. It has its origins in the labor union movement, specifically the 8-hour workday.
Right.
Cool.
That's what it was.
But wait, is Labor Day a public holiday?
Yes.
Yes. I wasn't asking. I was just what it said on Google.
Oh.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's a good question, Kelly.
Because I got daggone if I didn't get jacked the other night.
There in the shoe department.
By a fraudster.
What happened?
I thought it was you at first because it was TikTok Shop. And I'm like, I have not bought anything on TikTok.
Yeah.
Apparently you have, though. You've bought several things on TikTok.
Yeah.
So I thought you used the company card or my card. I don't know how maybe I was logged into the account, but it wasn't you. We checked. I had people look into it, forensics.
Yeah. They reached out to me. This time while I was gone, Bridget said, did you buy anything off TikTok Shop? And I said, no.
Here's the thing. It was only a $13 charge.
But $13, Lee, that's how they get you.
Right. And they probably got a bunch of people for thousands.
So was it your card or the company card?
Yeah, well, both.
There were two different charges?
No, one card. But you're acting as if I am not the company. I am J. Edgar Hoover. Anyway, so I I didn't alert anyone because I was going on vacation and I need that card. And I thought these suckers are going to shut it down. And then what am I going to use when I get out there?
You don't have more than one credit card?
I do, but
you use the company card on your personal vacations?
Not that company. It's a different company. It's a dance company.
You're convoluting this.
No, it is not the company. It's not the Lee and Hayley card.
Did I pay for your ride on a donkey?
I did not ride a donkey. I rode an ass. No, I rode Biscuit.
Yes, Biscuit, your horse. You went trail riding.
That's
okay, anyway. So you didn't tell anybody.
I didn't tell anybody. So the card worked great. And then I got back. I reported it, not remembering that that weekend was Labor Day. And I called the guy, and he's like, okay, well, and I said, wait a minute. I said, it'll take a while. He goes, yeah, it's 3 to 5 business days. He goes, of course, we're off on Monday. I'm like, wait a minute. What am I going to do? I need this card.
You don't have more than one?
You keep asking me that.
And why do you need that one?
But that's the one I operate out of. Okay. I need this one.
Okay. So, it's my favorite one.
So I'm like, and plus all, like a lot of the bills are tied to this one. Auto pay stuff. Mm-hmm. So
God knows you'll never survive changing auto pay over to another card.
I know. And I'm going, what am I doing? I should just keep an eye on it. If it gets beyond $13, it's like the old joke. My wife's credit card got stolen, but this guy spends less than she does, so I'm not reporting it.
Yeah, sure.
And so I just should have kept my mouth shut because he goes, well, no, you've told me I have to shut the card down. I go, when do I get it? He goes, well, I've ordered it, but 3 to 5 business days, so it may be next week. He goes, well, you can go to our bank and our branches and get yourself some cash. So now I'm carrying cash.
Ew.
For anybody that wants to rob me.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, no.
Yeah.
The high-dollar bills are up here. Yeah. Gosh, that sucks. I had so.
They created for me a $500 headache for $13. I just.
Why? What, you're paying $500?
No. I'm assessing the value that the work I'm going to have to put in to fixing everything and finally getting the car.
God knows you're not going to do it. Sandy,
then you got to turn
your
it
business
on.
Manager.
All of that nonsense I got to do over $13. When the guy could, I said, well, wait a minute. Can't you just shut them down, kick my $13 back? No, we have to do an investigation.
Yeah, Lee, because they would have gotten your card number and they could make another charge.
They may not.
Well, now
if they
can't.
do, I'll decide. I should be able to decide, okay, that's enough of the fraud.
Lee, why did you report it then?
Well, I didn't know it was an automatic shutdown.
Yeah, I thought, that's the whole point.
No, not until I approve it. When I go, I've had enough of the fraud.
So you're calling the fraud department going, no, hold.
Yes. Just like Braveheart.
No, see, Lee, the word fraud scares me to death. If I'm having to call the fraud department, I want it handled last week. Okay, I need them to pull out their nunchucks, handguns, guns.
That's fine for you.
And handle it.
You got credit cards like it's a playing deck. That's fine.
I have cards for different purposes. I have cards that give me the most points.
I don't. I have one card.
You do not. I've
seen
you dump out all your cards on accident a million times.
This has got me in a depression. It has. The work that I have to do to get my life back for $13.
So you're worried that you're having to A, live off cash for a while.
Yes.
B, wait until you get the card, and then C, have to rehook everything.
What if I get hungry tonight? Guess who's not eating? Because unless I get in the car and drive.
Oh, Lee, how could you ever drive 5 minutes to the grocery store?
Well, not just a grocery store.
A place that puts those groceries together for you.
Sometimes I get hungry and I do the Uber Eats. I can't even Uber right now. If I needed a ride, I'm screwed.
You don't have one other card.
I don't use those other cards.
But you might have to for a few days.
Those cards are for business.
God help this man.
I would love to find out who the punk is at TikTok Shop.
It's probably not them. It's someone that's stolen your credit card number and used it to make a purchase. I've bought a couple things off TikTok
for $13.
Well, they probably are buying it. Your number's probably gotten stolen in some online. There was some big data breach recently. What was it, Bank of America or something?
I'm not with those guys. I'm with Bank of Venezuela.
Oh, those people got it worked out. Gosh.
All right.
God bless the Venezuelan people.
Okay.
Well, let's roll this doobie.
Hey, we want to say thanks again to our friends over at Shunli. It is so good, guys. If you haven't had a chance for the best Chinese cuisine, please go by. You can make a reservation if you want. 859-309-0305. They got dinner hours Tuesday through Sundays when they're open, 4 to 9 p.m. for dinner. They also do a lunch, and their happy hour lasts forever, by the way. It's one of the longest. And, right now, while the weather is perfect, nothing better to sit out on that beautiful patio.
Their patio is gorgeous.
Yeah.
It really, really is. Got a great view as well. So, okay, guys, thanks so much for listening. Please check out the Lee and Hayley Show. Our home market is Lexington, Kentucky. We air weekdays at noon on Fox 56. We are also in Bowling Green, Kentucky. We are in 2 cities or 2 markets in Mississippi and 1 in Georgia as well. We love all our viewers. Follow us on social media as well. Just search Lee and Hayley. Have a great rest of your day. We love you. God loves you. Hang in there. You got this. We'll see you and hear you next time.